Today Recipes with Rebecca is going to be less of a recipe and more of a suggestion because it's a lazy Sunday and I'm very slightly sick. This is what happens when you have a 2-year-old in nursery. So we're going to just make some sweet potato chips or fries or oily cooked chunks or whatever you'd like to call them. Now this is very simple. It requires sweet potatoes and lots of oil and a pan. When most people think of frying, they tend to do a deep dish fry kind of thing and find a nice tall pan and fill the oil all the way up and you throw things in there. That's actually a very good way to waste oil, because especially when you're doing most foods which are less dense than oil, because they're going to all float up to here and cook here even if there's oil all the way down here. So you actually want a nice thin, short but fat pan that the oil can be more spread out on, and then just because they're all going to cook in one layer unless you smash them so that they shove them in so they burn, and that's not optimal. So nice short fat large pan, oil evenly spread. You do want it most of the way full, so you want to cook in at least a good inch of oil, and then you're going to do pretty small batches in the pan, but you can keep using the oil over and over, so you don't actually have to waste that much oil. And then towards the end, if you're running low on oil, you can add more oil, or you can just move to kind of doing a saute kind of thing, and it'll work, and they'll still cook. They just will be kind of less of the deep crispy fry taste, but still delicious because they're sweet potatoes. You of course can also do this with regular potatoes. The most problematic issue with sweet potatoes is they're a pain in the butt to chop. They're way more difficult than regular potatoes and pretty much any other kind of vegetable. So I tend to just cook in, or chop in the direction of the sweet potato that seems easiest. So if it's really round sweet potato, I will make discs. Not traditional fry taste, but these actually, if you like a crispier fry, you can do discs, and they're a lot easier to get thinner than the traditional fry shape. So this would make a crispy crisp or American chip kind of thing, more like. Or you can do nice, thick traditional fry shapes. Those will cook happily. You don't want to go more than about a centimeter. Oh, see, this is actually 2 fries, yeah. You don't want to go more than about a centimeter wide on either side, otherwise the cooking will be difficult. If you're really fed up, you can just do chunks. Still delicious. So whatever, I have a complete hodgepodge because this isn't going anywhere except back to my bed for lazy movies. The oil is all the way on the high setting and it's been sitting there for a little while. You will know it's ready when it makes that happy sound and there this huge amount of white bubbles pop up around the chip. And at that point, you want to throw in a pretty good sized handful into the pot. Be careful. If you throw in too happily, it will spatter all over you. And then, because the oil is still hot, it's kind of going to do the stirring job for you. If any landed on top of each other, you want to spread them out. And at that point, you just leave them in the oil until they're cooked at the point that you want them. I like a little soggier fry. I have this theory that it's because, you see, Kendall loves crispy fries. And I'm pretty sure that, when I was, young and, we would go to McDonald's or Burger King or wherever, she would get fries. She would give me the chewy ones because she liked the crispy ones. But the result is that I love the soggy ones, and the crispy ones I'm meh. So my kids, I'm totally going to give them the crispy ones out of my box, and then they're going to grow up loving crispy things. And I think it's definitely one of those things that skips a generation because, mothers are more selfish than they let on or something. If you really loved me, Kendall, you would have given me your crispy fries. But I'm glad you didn't because I like the soggy ones. Anyway, so you let those go for a while. They're going to bubble. They can burn. Please remember, this is one of those things that takes a bit of babysitting. But then, of course, you also are constantly producing, so you can just, steal a fry as you go. A really good activity if you've got a lot of kids, because of course these are tasty and not super, super awful. They're slightly less terrible for you than McDonald's fries, or I tell myself that anyway. When they're done, throw some sea salt on them, or if you want to go for really, work up the sweet potato bit, throw some cinnamon on and dip them in honey. If you're Becca, you dip them in A1, because you will use any excuse possible to put A1 in your mouth. At this point, I think I have some that are actually already about done to the point that I like them. So I'm going to grab a large plate We're working at a very strange angle because of showing you the pan. And go ahead and give it a little poke. Obviously it should go all the way through, and if it's not, you know, you're not quite done. And here is a truly beautiful, oh dear, this is going to burn, oh well, sweet potato fry. That's nice and hot. So you pull them all out, you put the next batch in, and you just keep going, and life is grand. Enjoy! Oh dear, I didn't manage to, that was embarrassing. I didn't actually turn it off. Bon appetit!